me know what you'll think. Poke some holes, right? Lord, this much. Guys, thanks so much. Lord. All right, time to go. Welcome back, guys. Another preview episode. Another game week 13. And of course, the fixtures are coming thick and fast. Next week, we have fixtures on Tuesday, and then fixtures on Saturday, and then fixtures on Tuesday again. So a lot of pace coming up, and we will try our utmost to keep you updated, bring the predictions as accurate as possible, and to keep on top of all the news. And of course, my panel, joined by my usual co-host Antonio, and of course, our resident Arsenal expert Aaron. Guys, how you doing?
Good man.
All right, so of course, before we go any further, we like to big up the players, even though they won't, or probably don't see this or watch this, but we want to big up Chilwell and wish him all the best, and of course, commiserations to all you FPL managers that would have made all your transfers already and now have to scramble to fix that. I mean, just use your bench, just roll it over, don't panic, don't take any minuses, at least unless you have someone really up by. Obviously, you might have Livermento or something. So yeah, what you guys think about that? What's your opinion on that one? If you have Chilwell,
If you have Livermento, though, them playing Liverpool, so you might best take a minus for.
Wow.
Big man.
Well, there's 2 to 4 weeks. They said.
Nobody is at ACL now.
Ooh,
He gonna miss the rest of the season.
That's long, bro. That's long.
Yeah.
So do we just automatically go straight for Alonso?
Nah. Well.
Yeah. But if you don't have James, then you go James.
Yeah, if you don't have James, you go James.
Yeah, solid. All right, guys. So as usual, you all know the format. We run through the pending fixtures. We predict the players that we think will perform the best, and we'll try our best as well to predict which fixtures might be the easiest ones to target, and of course the best players to perma captain and your goalkeeper picks and all that. Right? We'll go through all that. And of course, there's only one captain, but we will try to discuss other options as well pertaining to this particular game week. I know Aaron is someone that likes to break the code and go against, so we will get his input on that. He thought he would escape, but he can't.
Big up.
All right, so first up on the docket, Saturday, 27th, the best team in London faces Newcastle. So, of course, what we'll do, we'll just give one player each. We'll give two players each now, since there's three of us now. So I'll give two, and you'll give two, right? One from either team, and we'll go from there. So I will start off the picking. So Arsenal facing Newcastle. Now, of course, Arsenal would have had a very tough game last week and a very terrible result last week. So they'll be looking to bounce back at home against Newcastle, who would have had a decent game under their new manager last week. I am predicting Arsenal win here, and I think ESR will be back on the scoring sheet. ESR or Saka, I think, more or less will be the candidates to look out here for. On the Newcastle side, Arsenal, could leak one goal, at least one. I'm backing on the Callum. I know Callum didn't do too hard last game, but I think Callum Wilson could be a bit poisonous for us. Antonio, Aaron, who you're looking at?
Yeah, well, I have my eyes on Smith Rowe. I had Ben Smith Rowe when he came on to give me 2 points, but I knew I was gonna play him this game week, so that's why I had benched him. But I'm backing Smith Rowe to bring some points. If I were to pick a Newcastle player, St. Maximin seems to be catching his feet again after their little drought recently. So St.
Maximin. Yeah, well, for me, Arsenal like going Aubameyang, and because he loves to score against Newcastle, I think he's like 3-3 or something like that. And Newcastle, you can't go wrong with St. Maximin or Callum.
Yeah, big up. Of course, I want to shout out our fan here, Shamir. Thanks, Shamir, for coming through in the comment. Thanks for the love. All right, next up, we have Crystal Palace facing Aston Villa. This is a nice fixture here, especially now that Aston Villa have that new manager bounce. The bounce house is bouncing. And of course, it's Gerrard, a legend of the English Premier League. So I think he can really get some confidence out of the guys, especially maybe Ollie Watkins, Bailey. So and Mings, of course, he could maybe get Mings focused because we know Mings is a good player now, but he just loses focus sometimes. I will go on form. On form for this one, so Gallagher. And I think a game like this, where both teams will be utilizing their wing backs to cause real hell. And I will stick with Watkins. I think based on and he's not too consistent, but I'll go with Watkins. So I'll go with Gallagher and Watkins. Those are my picks there. Guys, who are your picks?
But yeah, Gallagher definitely want to look out for. He is in form, and Crystal Palace are home, and Crystal Palace home is a very dangerous team. As I always preach this message. Crystal Palace home is a very dangerous Crystal Palace, more defensively packed as well. So I would say stick with your Gallagher if you have him, and Aston Villa. Hmm, Aston Villa, Aston. I mean, I always pick Watkins there, but I like to throw something in now. I'll probably go with Matty Cash, a player who gets forward a lot, a defender who gets forward a lot, and he makes a vice crosses, so maybe you could get the points there.
Yeah, solid. Yeah.
For me, Palace, like Roger say, Palace has be real solid home. And my pick will be Benteke actually, because he in real form, but like even when he does score, he's contribute. He real important to that team. So I'll go Benteke, especially as we are like our low like strikers not scoring. So and I don't think it's too expensive as well. So I go Benteke for Palace, and for Villa, I would go for our Caribbean brother Leon Bailey. I think he can shine on that Gerrard.
Yeah, I definitely think so as well. All right, so next up, a nice game here. We have Liverpool versus Southampton. Very tasty. I want to go against the green here a little bit. Normally we don't talk about him too much. He's a great player. Mane facing his old team, the team that he came from to play to join Liverpool. Right, I'll go with him, and I think this could be a tricky game. And remember, guys, just because it's Liverpool, or yes, Liverpool are in great form, but Southampton, for some reason, have been stopping certain teams, right? They did it against City, right? They've been getting some very strange results. And I'm not discounting them out of this fixture. But of course, you can't discount Salah, you can't discount Mane, you can't discount Minamino, and these guys that will come in and contribute goals. But I think this will not be as easy as we think. Southampton, I believe, they're dangerous assets. I always pick Che Adams, but I'm going to go with Armstrong for this one. I think Armstrong will be the linker player, maybe get an assist and a goal here. I'm predicting a 3-2. This will be a very tricky game for Liverpool. Who will have guys?
But I was actually good in Mane as well. But I'll mix it up. I'll go with Trent. Trent has been playing immaculate. And for Southampton, I would probably go and stick with my gut and go with Armstrong or McCarthy for the save points. But there will be a lot of shots coming from this game.
Yes.
McCarthy can make some save points. Yeah.
Fully agree.
For me, Liverpool, I wanted to go Oxlade, but I don't think he can get points because he playing good, but not ready for FPL. So I'll go Jota, I guess. Once he fit, if he not fit, then I'll go Mane. But Jota will be my pick. And for Southampton, I didn't see them getting nothing, to be honest. But I'm strong in form, so if they is to score something, I'm strong. Actually, I'll go Che Adams. I'll go Che Adams this week.
Yeah, I think so. Do you all consider this one of those fixtures that you try to get maybe one more Liverpool asset? If you just have Trent and Salah, will you get one more just for this fixture, or is in a most of them pricey, and then with all the injuries. So this on paper, it's an easy fixture for Liverpool, but as I say,
Well, to be
Yeah.
honest, as how Southampton lost to Norwich last week, I'm hoping that they're still heads down and they're not looking to come back and make any kind of big play against Liverpool. But Liverpool at home, and Liverpool home is a they love
yeah,
that crowd, as you can see that club crowd.
yeah,
They love that kind of gas. So I would say that I did it, and I feel like it will pay off. Definitely, it had to see big frontmen like your Jotas, your Salas, your Manes, and your Trents as well, or blank for one game. That's rarely you would see that. So no, I think if you're good doing it, do it. You will get points, and you have real life success coming up too. So
Yeah, I agree. I was trying to fit Salah and Mane in my team, but I couldn't do it. So that's the only reason I do have three assets from Liverpool.
right. Yeah. Well, that's it. That the prices. The prices are the issue.
Mhm. Yeah.
Next up, of course, Norwich, high flying Norwich, right?
Ooh,
High flying
he
Norwich facing Wolves. This is a very interesting fixture, and I think this is one that I will target. Now, I usually tell you guys once Norwich playing someone, get players from the opposite team, but now I think the story, the narrative changed a bit. Of course, I will go with Pookie. I have Pookie in my team, and I'm looking for three from three. I'm looking for three goals in three. And for the world side, you can't go wrong with Jimenez, Wang, but I'm going to go off book and maybe Ignori. Might get an assist. He's a bit attacking. So I'll go with him
and
just to be different. But of course, Jimenez, I think, is a great option. He has been finding a bit of form of late, and Sa is not a bad option as well. Sa getting a clean sheets, getting the save points. So, yeah, guys,
but yeah, you made very good point there. Um, Cookie for sure. If there was always a pick that we would always root for is Pookie, but don't look past Hanley because Norwich do look a little more compact as well defensively. They look like they found their remedy. They look like they found a solution and it's working for them right now. So I would throw my cards on Hanley. Let's mix it up a little bit. And for Wolves, I would go with Wanikan. Only because I have him and I will be playing in this game. But he didn't do anything much last game, but he contributed like three build up and not so much in the assistant points. But I'll back up for a goal or maybe an assist this game.
solid.
Norwich. I don't think Norwich gonna catch no kind of form. So I wouldn't recommend like high price players. Well, not high price, but average price players. I would recommend Billy Gilmore though. He's somebody good to have on your bench,
Yeah,
and most likely you'll be playing under Dean Smith because Dean Smith like that type of midfielder. So yeah, I recommend Billy Gilmore. And for Wolves, I like that Ain't Nori
yeah,
shout.
yeah,
One, he very attacking. Two, he actually taking some of the set pieces as well. And I
yes,
really big players who just take
yes,
set pieces because
yes.
they have more chance of getting points. So I like that Ain't Nori pick. So I'll go Ain't Nori as well.
All right, cool. And of course, Aaron brings up a very good point there, guys. So as I said at the top of the show, there's a the following game weeks, right? The game weeks to come are very compact, right? Whap 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 whap. And I think I've been no, we've been saying this since when Antonio, we game week 4, right? It's time if you didn't sort that out by now, your bench should be pretty
Mm-hmm.
solid by now because you are going to face rotation. You're going to forget Pep Roulette. All of the other managers are going to be thinking about taking care of the players and resting them. So you have to be prepared for that. So I mean, look, I don't want to bring up Pep because Pep is the easiest example, but look at today. Cancelo played full 90 minutes. Will he play this weekend? Don't want to scare you guys, but just say it, right? So make sure that your bench solid, so that in case of any rotation, you have someone that will come on and get you those FPL points, right? So next up, of course, we have Brighton Leeds, another tasty one, another tricky one to call.
Yeah,
Brighton have
yeah.
not been too hot recently. Um, We usually go Trossard, but I think Sanchez should return. Guys should return.
Yeah.
I think Sanchez should be back.
Yeah.
I'll go with Sanchez for this one. Especially if Rafinha's back and Rodrigo's back. If they're both back, I think Leeds will be putting some pressure on Brighton. We saw while they played against Tottenham. They just didn't have enough. So I'll go
Yeah, they get
yeah, this didn't have enough. But I'll go Sanchez and James. James looked good based on what I saw. But I think James
true.
thrives when it's just him and the other players are playing well around him. I think in the shadow of Rafinha maybe not so hot, but he really looked good. He looked good. He was very advanced. He was attacking. He was menacing. So I'll go James and Sanchez for this
Okay. For Brighton, I would probably go through Clamty.
one. Boom.
Probably back the I wouldn't say back the clean sheet, but I feel like he can make some attacking returns. For Leeds, it all depends. If Rafinha is back, definitely Rafinha. But given what they have right now, if he doesn't return, yeah, definitely Dan James.
um for make one Leeds pick first. For Leeds, I'll go in God, this man Harrison, Jack Harrison,
Right.
Jack Harrison. Especially if Rafinha is still not available, he's kind of like one of the main attacking outlets. So yeah, the Harrison for Leeds and for Brighton. Um, I was going Lamptey, but I don't want to go Lamptey because Roger picked Lamptey already. And we've been saying Trossard all the time, but he been
Yeah.
making me look like um
I mean, he's a good option, but he's not looking too
yeah,
hot. Yeah.
yeah,
But this is a game they have to go for.
yeah. I'll go the next side, Kukurea.
All right, your boy. I know that. Your boy.
Yeah, yeah,
All right, next up again, a set of nice fixtures, but really poised, because some of these teams are facing teams that are in a slight decline or incline, some at the same time. So it's really good. These are nice fixtures. These are the games that you want to win. You definitely want to win these kind of games. And I'm speaking about Brentford Everton. Brentford finally back on in the scoring column, finally back to getting some points after some bad games. Can they do it here? They're hosting Everton. Brentford are going strong with the guy I was just about talking of here, Tony. Right, I'm going to go with Tony. Tony did it last week. Finally, let's go. Whoever lit the candle, because I asked someone to light a candle. Whoever did it, thank you very much. So let's see what Tony can do again this week. Everton are not looking good at all. Not playing wise, but personnel wise. They well, it doesn't even count, but there's no Richarlison because he did the usual thing and got carded. There's no Dominic Calvert-Lewin. There's no Gray, and of course, most importantly, the most important player, the Curry. No the Curry. Right now, Townsend is trying his best to hold everything together with running up top to feed. Terrible. But of course, I will go with Tony, and I will go with I'll go with what's this guy's name? Is it God? No, yeah,
Go
I'll go with Free. I'll go with Godfrey. I think
on.
Godfrey. I know it's a funny one to pick, but I'm watching him. I'm watching his advancements. He's get because there's no one else, right? There's no one else. Sometimes Keane and Coleman are trying their best to get in the box as well and get some chances. So I think it'll be a game where the defenders might do something.
Yeah, that's true. For Brentford, ooh, for Brentford, I want to say Tony, but I just don't know. Boy. I really don't know. I will go. I feel like if I go scores in the second, I'll come from a little set piece probably, and I feel like Pinnock might be the guy
Right, right.
present in the box. Everton, if I had to pick a player for Everton, I would go Townsend because Everton didn't play terrible against City. They played pretty decent, and to be honest, they could have scored, but the advancement and the decision making in front of the goal didn't really pay off for them. when they had the chances to shoot, they didn't take it. So I would go with Townsend because he looks more attacking, more look like the guy to do something in that front line. So, yeah.
Uh, yeah, for Everton, I'll go on the other side. I'll go Gordon.
All right. Yeah.
Gordon,
Yeah.
a young
Yeah.
player. Anytime he play, he's have plenty energy and
Yeah.
he's make things up. He
Correct.
just his decision making little poor, but I expected because he's a young player still learning his
Yeah.
craft in the Premier League. So I'll go Gordon for Everton, and for Brentford I'll go Sergi Canos. Cause
Right.
one, I love my set
Yeah.
piece
Yeah.
takers. He has
Yeah.
set pieces, and he has real energy down that right side or left side, whichever side he playing, and he has quality delivery as well, and he in good form too as well. So I'll go Canos for Brentford.
I think Benitez will be forced to play both Iwobi and
Yeah,
Gordon.
Gordon. Yeah,
And Gordon. And
yeah,
I think that might cause some trouble because there's no
yeah.
Gray. So I think definitely Iwobi and Gordon on either side. And maybe if London to finally do something, yeah, it might and Thousand coming on the middle. Allen as well too. Allen decent once he could, win that midfield battle for Everton. I think yeah, solid as well. Solid. That would be a good
Yeah.
game because no
Yeah,
matter you could give Benitez any group of players and he'll always try to go for that 1-0 and take it and run away with the
yeah,
game. So you never
yeah.
know. That kind of game. Can let them
But I
nil.
don't think he's going to clean sheet though.
Yeah. All right. All right. All right.
I can see
Next
the
up,
game.
another good one here. Burnley playing Spurs. This is an interesting one as well. Burnley having a decent run of form lately, and Spurs with their new manager getting his first home win last week. Let's see what could happen here. Burnley. I'm going to go with the usual suspects, Tarkovsky. I think Burnley are set piece merchants, and I think that they could get something here and exploit Spurs in a set piece, a corner or a free kick. And of course, for Spurs, I'm going to stick with Regulon. Now, yes, I know you're going to say he doesn't play full 90. I know it was just a fluke goal, blah, blah, blah. But if you're really, really watching Regulon for the whole season, I think Regulon hasn't been too bad. And he has been in and about the runs and getting assists here and there. And I think this is a game where they could, if anything is supposed to happen, if you could break them down, it'll come through maybe Regulon linking up with the strikers. And of course, I know who Antonio want to talk about. Dyer. Dyer is a good shout as well. But Antonio will explain why Dyer is a good shout.
Yeah, well, I had Dyer from game week 1 until now, so Dyer was always been like that rotational guy for me. And he does, when I do start him, he does make points. But and of recent, with the system that they're playing, Dyer is now on free kicks. So that's like assist points. Even he has Harry Kane, he has big presence in the box that can make things happen. So I would, and that's what happened last game week. So that's what I'm banking on. Dyer is my week for Tottenham. For Burnley, man in form, I'll be Corny. I'll stick with Corny.
Yeah, yeah. I wanted to leave Corny for one of the other. Yeah, of course, of course. Corny, we highlighted him on our top five show last week. He's been on our radar for a while. So it's not to say we just jumping on the Corny train, guys. We have people are always on our radar from early. The evidence is there on the channel. So,
Yep.
yeah. Right, Aaron? We have.
Yeah, even during the international break, we put Kone in our wildcard teams, so
Right,
we're
right.
talking.
Correct.
And for Burnley, I'll go with his partner on top right now, Christopher Wood, because he he get his what? I think he's 50th goal in the Premier League, so I think
Mm,
he's going to be ready for more now. So I'll go Chris Wood, and for Spurs, I'm going for Lucas Moura. Very good
mm. Yep,
budget pick.
yep.
And I watched the game last weekend. He was involved. He was involved in everything positive that Spurs was doing. So I think it had returns to come from Mora. So yeah, them are two picks.
Yeah, not bad at all. And Morrow was making some long busting runs on he
Yeah,
was all over.
he looked
Yeah, yeah.
good.
Now this fixture is interesting for many reasons. One, Ranieri's back in the Premier League and he's facing his team that he won the Premier League with. Two, Leicester have been having some really funny form Watford
Yeah.
fine and form, beating some big
Um,
team, beating having some good victories recently, scoring the goals, finding their feet. So this is poised, really poised, and it's a return for Ranieri back to the King Power Stadium. So it will be emotional, of course. All that will play a factor. So of course, I'm gonna go with Vardy because I am Vardy's biggest supporter. I am banking on. I'm not just banking him just to score, but Vardy has he started off well. Started off well, but he have a bit of a dip now. Everyone, can have a dip, can afford a dip, and I think this will be the game. He'll be motivated. He will be pushed to get something done. But of course, what has been hurting Vardy, the fact that Brendan Rodgers reneged on what was working. Play another striker up top with Vardy. Play Iheanacho, play Daka, play somebody up top with him. Even if you play Perez or something, just put someone solid up there with him and you'll get the rewards. And he just stopped doing that. And now Leicester have been dipping really badly. But I'll go with Vardy, of course. And for Watford, go with Sir. Right, Sav bit us a few times, but he did well last week. And I think this is now that Watford finding their playing style and getting the attacking returns. I think Sa is a decent option, of course. But I won't rush to buy him just yet because they have some very scary fixtures coming up. But of course, the way Ranieri hasn't playing, you mightn't be too fearful. Antonio?
Um, for Leicester, it's the point right now. Leicester seeing a poor run of form. Um, and to be honest, their main anchor is injured. Tillemans, he has a calf injury and he might be out for like the next week or two. So given that, I would probably I would probably give Madison. They need something creative. They need that
Okay,
creative player. When he came on, he looked like he gave the team a little bit better option.
solid.
For Watford, I would go with I would go with Dennis only because he troubled that Man United backline a lot last game week.
Yeah, you really
Really
did.
lively, he did a lot. And there's this thing with I've realized we saw Dennis once Sa comes off, then it shows up way more because he does way more. And I've seen that a few times so far. So I would stick with Dennis. Um, yeah.
yeah. Well, for Leicester, I'll go Iheanacho because I believe he will start this game week. Because when he came on, along with Madison, they changed the game for them. So I'll go Iheanacho, and for Watford, I'll go kind of random and pick Kiko Firmino.
All right.
Not just because he got points last week, but he's be involved on that right side with Sa, and he had decent delivery and King good in the air. So I'll go Kiko Firmino.
Yeah, solid, solid. And as usual, guys, you always try to pick the different players, and of course, you want to get a good bench, right? We'll
Yeah.
discuss that a bit. So, of course, City facing West Ham again. West Ham, a team with some funny form recently, getting some big wins and then dipping. City slowly doing the thing, climbing the table, just like they did last season, minding their business, climbing the table. I I will go with Man City's um Man City's best player so far and most consistent player and the player that you must pick question mark. Right? Question mark is their best player. Question mark is the only player. Because I really don't know who City is the worst team to pick right now. I think the best consistent player would obviously have to be Cancelo. Right? But I'll go brave and still say Bernardo. Bernardo might be a decent pick, but he played this week in the Champions League. So does that mean he's going to play this weekend? Problems, right? But of course, I will go with Bernardo if he plays. If not, you're safe with Cancelo. Maybe Diaz might slot back in, right? And Palmer didn't look too bad. You know, he might bring in Palmer, but of course, he's not, I'm not going to recommend buying him as an asset. Don't make sense, right? Obviously, Bernardo Cancelo might be decent assets to purchase if you don't have Cancelo already. And of course, West Ham, I'll go with Bowen. I think again, big game player. Antonio not doing it right now, not even assisting, and Bowen getting the assists, getting amongst the goals. Maybe Bowen might be able to terrorize City here. But Antonio does have a decent history against City, so let's see how that goes.
Yeah, that's true. Um, my pick for Man City would definitely be, I can't really say definitely, but Cancelo, for sure. Most and foremost, yeah, today he looked really well. He gave that attack and vibe, and he defended a lot. So I'm really scared to see if they bring out his field today and they're not going to rest him weekend. But the highly like I'm praying it that they don't. Um, for West Ham, I will I would most likely stick with Bowen. I had Bowen, so I most likely stick with Bowen for the maybe assist because he does make a lot of assists. So yeah, I would say Benrahma, but every time I recommend Benrahma, things don't work out. So I'll stick with Bowen.
West Ham. Well, I was sticking with Antonio. He due for a goal. It had to come soon. So I'll go with Antonio. And for City, I'll go in and go real wild here and say Sterling.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think he will
Scott,
Do
start
you
again.
do you all think that this is a game that City will just wipe them? I mean, we saw how they played in Champions League, how they playing in the league. You think they'll just wipe West Ham, and West Ham will bounce back in this one?
I think
I can
very tight.
I could probably see a 3-1 to City. And I feel like that third goal when like coming on in the end, where like West Ham were fighting up and the City just exploit them and just kill their whole vibe. So yeah. I feel like this is a 3-1 game. But I can't see West Ham really doing much, especially when City are the MTR or some kind of stuff. So yeah.
Yes, the MTR. Well, the MTR was full, but only for Messi. So, all right, next up. So, our last game on the docket. And of course, guys, as we are talking about this game this Sunday, we are going to go live and do a watch along for this game. Now, only because as we mentioned twice now, these coming game weeks are very compact and crazy. So we're going to be doing our preview and review show as a live watch along for this game on Sunday. So you can join us then. Of course, we're talking about Chelsea versus Man United. Big game. Maybe not as big because United are a bit on a decline, but new manager bounce ish or stale manager bounce. Let's see what can happen. Maybe we might finally see Van de Beek play 2 games consecutively, right, in the Premier League. So let's see how that can go. Of course, I am going to go with Reece James. If you don't have Reece James in your team, fix that. If you have Chilwell, fix that. Right? So, and of course, for United, you know what? What the heck? I'll go with Van de Beek. I think I'm gonna put him on my radar based on what I see here. It might be too soon, right? But I'm just on my radar. I'm on watch list. Let's see what Carrick does, and then let's see what the new manager does. But finally, if I know Van de Beek will take any chance he gets by the horn and will definitely put some output. So and he will lift the team. So let's see what can happen from there. Antonio.
Yeah. Well, if anything Chelsea played with yesterday, I would definitely go for I would definitely go for your rich games. I mean, Marcus Alonso is definitely back on the table, given that Chilwell is now injured for a long time. So look out for that. But I would go with forms. So stick with rich games if you have him. Definitely play him. Rudiger looks really good. As like another option as well. He's a big threat in the box, and he does shoot. So should Definitely look at that. For Man United, right now, I would, well, you all know, I would go with Ronaldo. Not because I'm a fan of Ronaldo alone, but something used to come from that Man United team right now. He's a big presence in the air, and I think he could definitely bring some points. He scored today, so maybe that will give the team a boost as well. And they actually kept a clean sheet, which is strange. So maybe the current charm is working for them right now. I mean, that's always for the interior manager. That's how it is. They always play better, but until later down. So not hopes up, but maybe this might be their time to prove that they can beat the big boys or beat a big team and give Man United fans a little more hope. So yeah, I'll stick with Ronaldo for this game.
Yeah, solid. All right.
Chelsea are going to pay some a random person Pulisic because in the
All
Champions League
right.
game he
All
looked
right.
real good.
Yeah.
And I feel as though if Lukaku was ready to play, they'd have played him in the Champions League. So I don't think Lukaku ready yet. And Pulisic pretty through the centre. So I'll go Christian Pulisic for Chelsea. And from Manchester United, I'll go in another weird one. I'll go Jadon Sancho. He scored this week.
Yeah.
Confidence might be up. Likely they will start him again. So I'll go Jadon Sancho.
Solid. All right. So we have a question here, right? So that was the roundup of the fixtures. We take this question quickly. So any thoughts on Sun? He's due. Normally Sun is the consistent man for still. Thanks, Mian Mime One. Thank you very much for that question. What do you think, Antonio?
Um, well, given this system that given this system that Conte is playing, I think it will take a little more time for Son to adapt. So you will be seeing a little more of like your wing backs because Weston needs to give you that run. So I would say if you have Son, play him definitely, yeah. But if you don't fret and just take that minus one to bring him in right now. Wait to see how he adapts to the system. Because they look pretty drained in that last game, to be honest. Like they started to get really tired.
Yeah.
That system
Yeah.
has
Yeah.
them, and that diet has them running. And like, so I wouldn't fuss if you don't have him. Don't frighten. If you do, start him for sure, because he is most likely to score. So yeah, that's my opinion on it.
It was. Yeah, I found Sun was a bit invisible in that last game,
Yeah.
and that's not like Sun at all. Yeah, yeah. And he's been invisible for a few games as well. All right, so before we go into our usual fun part of the show, I want us to can we discuss substitutes? Who are the best assets or best average assets to bring in as subs right now? Who you think are the best right now to bring in as subs? I will. So let me see. So as you can see, my bench right now, Cody, Rafinha regular. Now it may not stay like that. Ignore this. I just
Wow.
don't make sense trying to buy a keeper right now, right?
That's
But
a nice bench.
who we what is a decent bench right now? Is CorneT a good call for a bench, or is it too soon? Is as you mentioned, Pulisic good for a bench? Is it too soon? Right? Well, what give me at least two or three decent players because as we keep saying, it is you really should have your bench sorted by now. Your bench should be strong by now, especially with these game weeks coming hard and fast, and there is bound to be some kind of rotation. Your bench should be very strong. So do we who we looking at as bench players?
Livramento for sure.
All
Yeah.
right, solid, solid, solid,
Eat Nori is a good shout too.
solid. Yeah, all right, I'll take that. Yeah,
For the money
Uh,
and for what he's doing right now, Dyer. Look out for Dyer because I said he's
right.
on.
Set pieces.
yeah, Dyer. Like three defenders.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Um,
some middle, some midfield, some strikers. Yeah,
midfield.
You can look at
Like
Sa, but he's a little pricey though.
Sao, then Dennis is a midfielder as well, and
Yeah, but there's a striker.
striker. Okay.
yeah.
Who else in the midfield, boy?
And who should our two goalkeepers be? Is there such a thing? Or one says one of the low keys at making those big saves. Is there such a thing as a
Well,
nailed goalkeeper right now?
I like how Foster looking, for a budget keeper, for like a backup.
Okay.
Foster
Okay.
that 4 million, he's looking good. 4 million, and he's bringing in points even when he concedes.
Yeah, yeah,
All right.
Foster already
Solid.
looking. He was a staple in all the FPL before too.
Yeah.
Foster was a staple.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
What about midfielders? Do we look at so you said Sar. What about also
Gilmore,
we mentioned Kwani, we mentioned
yeah, Gilmore for Norwich.
yeah,
Norman for Norwich.
yeah,
Norman
solid.
for Norwich. Um,
What about Olise? Too soon? Nah.
yeah, nah, too soon because Eze coming back and we don't know how Olise minutes go and be affected by that. So let me wait and see.
Yeah.
You know who I want to say? I want to say Hoiberg, you know.
Hey, well, I have him
Hoiberg.
on my one of my other teams, my alternative teams, and yeah. Hoiberg has been
Hoiberg. Yeah, Hoiberg, and he's like what 4 point something or 5 point something. So
yeah.
of course you're not gonna get points every week, but that 1 week you don't have a midfielder and he come on, that might be the week he scores. So
Yeah,
I'll go
yeah,
Hoiberg.
yeah. That's a decent shout. Shout out Kevin. Kevin, agreeing with the Gilmore. Yeah, man, Kevin, thanks for still passing through.
Yeah, well done,
Yeah.
man, Kevin.
All right, yeah, I just want to discuss subs because I really want to remind the viewers, please try and have your subs in order as well because you don't want to have zeros on the field and then zeros on the bench and you're not getting any points at all. Hey, all right. Greetings from Alberto Bienvenido. Hola, ¿cómo estás? We have a viewer from Guatemala.
Hey,
Thanks for passing through, man, Alberto.
Big up.
Who's your substitute pick? Let us know. Right? Who's on the bench? Nice, man. Oh, that's great.
Canos is our next man for the bench.
Who's that?
Canos could be on.
Canos. All right. Yeah. Solid.
Because he's not too consistent to be a starter, but then
Correct.
he just has enough consistency to be on your bench just in case. Strikers wise, you can't go wrong. Kante is a good shout, but
no.
The reason I'm saying Kante is because when you have a backup midfielder who is playing consistently, people and with that two-shot shuffle, he mightn't start. But given what's going on right now, Kante does start sometimes and he does come on sometimes. So even if if he does make points, you wouldn't feel it as much as a player because on your bench. Because when you see those points on your bench, it's be like, damn, if I'd only start this player, if I'd only do this. So I would say, yes, pick a start about rotational player as well, so you wouldn't feel it. Because when you
pick someone that
make 2, I can't make 10.
Yeah, but I wouldn't cry over Kante because Kante is not a consistent FPL asset. I wouldn't cry.
But
he's a once in a while.
But he's cheap.
All right. No, well, hey. I mean, I will take that. Yeah. All right. So, bam. And well, so Sanchez is a solid keeper to have as your starter. Who's your backup keeper?
Yeah.
I have Sa.
Ramsdale. Yeah, Sanchez, Ramsdale, Sa, Krul, Foster, Pickford, McCarthy. I would put McCarthy up there. He's top 2, top 3. McCarthy up there to be in your team.
Solid.
Yeah, all them men 4.4, 4.5, 4.6, 4.7. You can't go wrong.
Right. So guys, we warning you all again, please make sure your benches are strong. Right? Not to say too strong that you cry when the only starters start and but at least make sure that decent bench. I am comfortable with my bench here and I will just maybe start Rafinha. That's the thing I want to do. Alright, so let's get into the fun. You know what time it is, Aaron? Mental 11. So on this point of the show, guys, I get my panel, and I will jump in this time because there's only 3 of us, so I will jump in. I get my panel to mentally pick the players I think that are going to perform really well, and this is our performance 11, our predicted top performing 11. but with a twist. No Salah, no Trent. Obviously, if you don't have these players in your team, don't bother playing. Right? So we're not going to talk about those obvious players. Right? Cancelo, no Trent, no Salah. You already have these guys in the team. It does not make sense talking about what you have. All right, so what formation we going with, guys? I'm going to follow the instructions. What formation we going with?
3-5-2.
Yeah, I was thinking 3-5-2.
Okay, solid. All right, keep up.
Ramsdale.
Yeah, Ramsdale.
So Ramsey facing Newcastle.
New.
No problem. All right.
Regulon.
All right. Please forgive.
You didn't say no James. You didn't say no James. So James.
Yeah, true.
I can't say what I want to say. I'll say it off here. Good one. Uh-huh. Guys, if you don't think there's anybody we should add in, let us know. Let us know in the comments. Yeah, go ahead.
What about Nori? Seeing that he is on free corners. I just see it. I
Ain't
don't know.
Nori. Yeah. Ain't Nori. Yeah. Who they
Please
playing?
spell it. Wait, Nori. Please.
Yeah, it's Nori.
Right. Yeah.
Smith Rowe.
One bad. All right. Yes, sir.
Yeah, for sure. Bailey.
All right.
Yeah, Gallagher, dog.
All right.
Yeah, Gallagher.
Lucas Moura.
Okay.
And CorneT.
All right. That looking like a solid team.
Oh, nice. I like that.
Up top.
Ooh, this kind of tough.
Up top.
We always stuck at this part.
Yep.
We wanna go Pookie again, you know. You wanna go Pookie?
Yeah, Triple K, I don't know he waited for that.
No. I mean,
yeah, Pookie.
I would love for Pookie to go 3-3. I really would like that.
Pookie and Jimenez.
All right. Solid.
Ooh, a good team, man.
Jimenez. All right, so that's our team that's running through real quickly. So Ramsdale in goal, right? Regulon, James, Nori, ESR, Bailey, Gallagher, Lucas Moura, CorneT, Jimenez, and Pookie. So this is our predicted top performers 11 for game week 13. Let us know what you're thinking in the comments if you all agree. And do you have any of these assets in your team? And which defense are you? Oh, someone says Benteke. But we mentioned him in our predictions for the matchup. Yeah, using our matchup predictions. Aaron picked him in his matchup predictions. Yeah, good shout. Benteke is a good shout. But would you bring in Benteke? Are we that desperate to bring in Benteke, guys?
I mean, given that they have Gallagher to bring on attack return, and if both don't, you might feel that. So I'd do either or, but not right now though. Because Benteke can have a good game week this week and then a bad game week next week, and then the boys might show up and Benteke might disappear. So it really depends on how the game goes.
Because you're saying you're dropping either Antonio, your Vardy's. Who else is a popular striker? Everybody have nobody will drop it now. But you're saying you want to drop maybe Antonio or Vardy and bring in Benteke. That's a bit sus. Not right now. Yeah.
If you want backup though, like Benteke could be backup, but that is 20 points down on the bench now.
Yeah, as a backup. Yeah. It'll be cheaper to have probably Armstrong as a backup.
I have Dennis as backup.
Right. King.
Yeah.
Those are good.
Yeah. So
right.
he kinda too high to be budget.
Yeah. All right. So before we go on our way, What are the now? Normally, when you're picking our teams, guys, right? Just something I want to discuss real quickly. When you're picking our Antonio, when you're picking a team for your game week, now of course you might have one transfer or two transfers. Who do you what do you do? Do you look at the what which fixtures jump out at you? Do you look at the fixtures or do you look at the players? Right. So let's bring back up the fixtures. Which fixtures look tasty to you this game week that you think we should be targeting? Just the fixtures alone and the players that we should be targeting from those fixtures. I'll bring it up again one more time. Because I know that a lot of pundits, that's what they do, right? They look at the fixtures, they even have algorithms. Shout out net that whole, they use FDR. So looking again, right? Which fixture? Let's look at three fixtures now that we think you should target and get assets from for those fixtures. Not looking ahead, not even if they're playing a hard team after, we're just looking at the fixture alone. You have two free transfers, and you say, you know what, all right, I'm targeting some fixtures here. Or you have assets from these on your bench and you're bringing them onto the 11. Antonio, we start with you.
All right, so definitely you look at teams that are conceding more than they're scoring. So right now you have Leicester conceding a lot. So it's easy to pick a player from Watford. Not easy to pick, but you can gamble on a player from Watford. So you put your Dennis, your Joshua King was very consistent. Your Sa, who does show up in the big games. And right now Leicester has a lot of injuries, and as I said, they're really poor run of form. So you would gamble on that. So that's why I am starting Dennis for this game, because I believe that they could make some attacking returns. Also, for next team, Liverpool. I mean, it's a no-brainer. Any team Liverpool playing, you're always thinking, oh, just start their money. Yeah, but then again, Jota is 50-50 because you will look at your Firmino's back in training and all that. So you look for your rotation and yeah, but their trend, of course. Um, I would just used to look at Norwich as the run over team, but given that they are more gelled now and they have a decent run of form and they are scoring and they are being more compact, it's hard to look past them and just say, yeah, I'll pick Jimenez to score two, a double on Norwich. I'll pick, those kind of things. So I will look past Norwich right now because I don't think they are the easy team to just run over. Because they did beat Southampton, you said, yeah, Southampton is a team that doesn't concede much. My last pick could be probably City,
Right.
Once again, rotational is the only problem with that. So with Man City, I would best stick to the guys that you know are good at start the show. Yeah, Cancelo. If you have Edison in your post, and given what they have right now, probably Bernardo Silva, because he has been showing up where KDB has been a little invisible for the season so far, given his injury knock. So yeah, that's what I do. I would look for the guys that are consistent and the teams that are looking at. I'm not saying West Ham looks weak, but Man City at home, they're in a good run of form. West Ham just came off a losing background. So you look at those kind of things to see if a team is gonna come out attacking or what. Well, a team that's on a high moral and running again. So yeah.
Right, so Aaron, which fixtures here influence you just for game week 13? Which fixtures here you're looking at and which ones influence your changes if you made any changes or what you're looking at that you're gonna definitely maybe bring on your guys on the bench or maybe bring in a transfer. You don't have to tell us who was yet, but what games you're looking at here?
Well, the Liverpool game, because of the Liverpool assets, will jump out to me immediately. So I try to get the Liverpool assets that I needed to get. And based on how they played, I also look at Spurs players as well because of the fixtures and because of the CorneT influence that they're going to eventually get. So I don't want to miss out on those points. I don't want to miss out on those points when they get it right now. And I guess the safest, that I talk about Mora, because I brought in Mora. And he was the safest one price-wise, the safest one to try and, get a feel for these Spurs players. So the Spurs game jump out, especially because they're playing Burnley and Burnley playing more attacking now. So it have more goals involved in a Burnley game and the Brentford game as well. because Everton not really in good form, but Brentford not in really good form. Normally, when teams like that bounce up, it is be either a high scoring game or a very low scoring game. But
Yeah.
games that Brentford involved in, most times it's have goals. So that was the three fixtures that I focus on this game week. But Norwich are still Norwich not convincing me yet. It's just one game that they win. And Southampton could have still win that game, even though Norwich win. Southampton missed chances and stuff. So I think we should still target Norwich games and get assets from the team that Norwich play. But that could change in 1 to 2 game weeks.
Well, I want to correct you. There's 2 games now on the chart that they won. Eh?
They win 2 in a row.
Yeah, bro.
Okay.
That's what Pookie 3 in a row. Pookie gonna score in his 3rd game here, right? Pookie party.
They
But
win.
no, it's a
They
fair
win.
point. It's a fair point. Let's not
But
get
they win
carried
2
away.
points. Yeah.
And I mean, Wolves did have a very shocking result last game week. We did not expect Wolves to hold on and clinch that one. So you never know. But Norwich doing something. All right. Well, thanks guys for that input. So viewers, again, please make sure your sub's good. Oh, before we go, Captain Aaron, who you captaining this week? Tell us. I want to hear who you captaining this week.
No, actually, captain in Salah this week.
All
Last
right.
week I captain Bernardo though, and Bernardo come true.
Aaron, who you captaining this week? I mean, Antonio. Sorry, Antonio. Who you captaining this week?
I brought in a big player, but I'll still captain Salah. But I can't say who I brought in that set, but we'll see.
Amani
So,
Mano.
Yeah. No, that's a man, man. Sorry, I just something else. But no, that's a man.
So we have a question here from Alberto. I want to buy Wang Min Son and take out Havertz. Would it be a good move? Guys, if you have any questions, we'll hold on for a bit, no problem. Antonio, you want to answer that first?
Yes,
I want to buy Son and I'll take out Havertz. Yeah, that future shuffle is a risky one, and especially when Pulisic back in the picture now, and he's way more influential.
Yeah.
It gives a lot of rotation option, and as Tuchel said, he is more expecting his wing backs to be doing more attacking and his up top players to be more defensive minded. So I would definitely take off Havertz, and because Havertz not giving you the defensive work rate, and if he does not get that, he will not play you as regular. Son will definitely start, but as I said, he has adapted our system. He has been a little visible, as you said as well. So yeah, I would definitely make that swap in particular. But for that money though, I feel like you could bring in also a better player for either one, the Son and the Havertz.
Example, like what, Gallagher, ESR, or
Yeah, you can bring in a player who always starts with Gallagher, who is currently in form.
Foden, Bernardo.
Who has been scoring. Big players that are really doing it for their teams right now and making the points week after week.
Is Son more expensive than Mane? If you could afford Son, you could afford Mane or no?
I think Mane is
Son cheaper than Mane.
yeah,
Son cheaper than Mane,
like a million less, I believe.
Yeah, Son Mane is like close to Salah. He's like 11
Mane is
points.
12
Wow,
points.
yeah.
He went up.
What?
Yeah.
What I would say there, Alberto, Son is a better long-term choice, definitely.
Yeah.
Right, for the long term and over time under CorneT, definitely. But for now, in terms of if you want returns right now, as Antonio said, there are better players that you can target for right now, especially with these sticky games coming in. You want somebody solid and sure that bring it. Maybe even a Rafinha, right? A solid player. But if you have Son money, then you could definitely bring in somebody solid that will get you those points. Right, I'll even say maybe look at Man U assets for the next few games because there are some decent games coming up as well too. So it might be bad. They might be a bad shot.
From game week 14, Man U is the man.
Yeah. And again, compacted game weeks coming up. A lot of sticky fixtures. So I will definitely. I mean, we can look at the fixtures really quickly. Yeah. I mean, what's the next? A next good. Even SAR with now that Watford looking like they're banging on and they have decent ish fixtures coming up. I mean, even who's the next team that looking okay midfield wise? Well, Arsenal have some tricky fixtures coming up, so I won't. But they have Manu next, so it mightn't be too bad. Maybe bring in ESR. But yes, long term, though, Son is a good option. Right? I wouldn't discount Son.
But
All right.
Alberto, always
Yeah.
trust your gut.
Yeah,
All,
that's it. And that's it, Alberto. Great. That's the best advice we can give you. Trust your gut. You can go on any channel, go on all the Twitter spaces, but at the end of the day, trust your gut. I trusted my gut and I kept Pookie, and Pookie has been returning. Right? So trust your gut. I trust him again with the curry at the start with Gray. Right? So trust your gut. And always trust your gut. You will never go wrong. That's the best advice. All right, so guys, we winding down the end of the show. There, any come yeah, you're welcome, bro. Any closing comments? Anything again? Any advice? Any players on your watch list, guys? Before we go, that you didn't buy yet, but on your watch list, like besides the usual, anybody real off that you're like, looking decent.
I think I brought in most of my players that I've been watching and like I was tempted to get. I think I have my settled team. I got rid of Chilwell before this injury took place. So thankful. So yeah, I would advise people to look into Regulon. He's cheaper than your City wing back, your City wing backs and your Chelsea wing backs, and he's giving you the attacking returns, and that system would definitely benefit
Definitely.
him in the long run too in terms of like his stats. So yeah.
Aaron, any closing remarks? Any watch list players to recommend?
nah. Only Son. I've been watching Son
Right,
because I think Son is going to get
as
right
an
eventually.
as a premium on your watch list. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Before we go, so a few announcements. So, of course, this Sunday we're going live because of all the compacted matches, as I keep saying throughout the show. Because of all the craziness coming up, we're going to be doing our review and preview in one go on Sunday as a watch along. We'll be doing the Chelsea Manu game. This Friday, we'll be joined by FBL Lens and, of course, OFP. FPL, they'll be coming on to do a live with us. So we're going to be a draft pick live, doing a mini league with them, a draft pick live. So anyone that wants to pass through, and of course we'll be discussing the game week because of course FPLN's Gabriel, a member of Net That Hall, big in the community, will be coming on. So we'll pick his brain a bit. Of course, we'll pick OFB brain, Daquan, and of course we'll try and give you all more tips and hints as to the assets to look forward to for the next game week. Thank you very much to those that commented. Thank you, Mian. Thank you, Juan. Thank you, Alberto. Thank you, Kevin. Thanks to my panel. Of course, continue to like, subscribe, and share as we grow the channel, as we continue our road to 200 subscribers. As usual, my best piece of advice, click that like button. Please, save button, sorry. Click that save button. Do not
Like
forget
button
it.
two. Like button two.
Always click the save button. Ignore the stove, ignore your significant other, click that save button. And do not pick your teams while drunk. All right, so before you go and go hang out or go to the bar, please pick your teams. And as usual, happy picking, and we wish you all green arrows for the upcoming game week 13, and we'll see you on Friday. We are out.